We got hit with two major injuries last night that's going to impact fantasy football and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Last night, Chris Godwin and Mike Evans both got injured, substantial injuries. Mike Evans, it might be week 11 until he's back. Chris Godwin is going to be out for the season. The thing about this, we got to look at the entire passing game. We're going to take a look at Jalen McMillan, the players around him, and whether or not you need him for fantasy football with this deep dive. But before we dig in, you need to click that subscribe button right now. We're doing as many deep dives as possible on the trending players, those waiver wire options that you're looking at, so you can make the best decision for your fantasy football team. We're talking about the waiver wire every day. We're using these videos to help you set your lineups. Click that button. Stop missing out. Ric Flair's watching. Don't disappoint him. But we got to get on talking about Jalen McMillan because Chris Godwin, one of our favorite wide receivers in fantasy football and in the NFL, is going to be out for the season. I'm pretty sure he's out for the season. There's nothing really stating that, but he's going to be out for the season. Dislocated ankle, that's not looking good. I feel bad for him. But Mike Evans is going to be out week 11 bye sometime around then. It's going to be a while for we see him back. This offense is in shambles. It's going to be looking different. So what are they going to do? We're going to be looking at the rookie Jalen McMillan. He's a big part of the offense. We suffered a hamstring injury causing us to miss weeks 4. And then we were kind of back week 5, but we weren't playing. We come back week 6. Looks like we got eased on up. Week 7, a 60% snap share. That's just what the numbers say. Jalen McMillan. 8 targets yesterday, 3 balls caught, 15 yards. A player to pay attention to, and we're going to deep dive him. The wide receiver depth chart here. The main guys you're looking at. Jalen McMillan, Trey Palmer, Sterling Shepard. And everybody's talking about them in the waiver wire circles. Maybe not Trey Palmer as much, but we're going to talk about him today. And he might deserve his own deep dive along with Sterling Shepard. But going back to college here with Jalen McMillan, we are very productive in 2022. A lot of people were calling him a breakout prospect. He's a very cerebral route runner. He's also quick downfield. He's got speed. You can put him in the slot. You can put him on the outside. When you look at his average depth of target in 2022, 13.1, letting you know that he can stretch the field. We were dealing with some injuries that really pushed him back, and that probably dropped his draft stock a little bit. But the thing is, we still got drafted in the 3rd round, which is good for a wide receiver. And he's a wide receiver that you can move around the offense, and he's going to create separation off the break. And it's whether or not he can build a rapport with that quarterback and get that relationship so he can earn those targets. And what we saw during training camp, Baker Mayfield going his way every single day. And that's what you heard in the headlines. That's what you heard from the beat writers. All you heard was Jalen McMillan this, Jalen McMillan that. All you heard was he was going to be the next Puka Nacua. A lot of people making those claims. I got the videos. They're right here. Those are the dates they went out. Just type that in. You get to see what he's doing at training camp. I got all of them. Look at it. It's like 30 minutes of videos of him catching balls in training camp. If you want to look at that, go right ahead. We covered that. He was looking good. He was looking crispy on the route running. Jalen McMillan is a very stout wide receiver who's very nuanced, who has the intangibles to develop rapidly for the NFL game with his new NFL team. And we're looking at the numbers here with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Godwin out, Evans out for a bit. That's almost 100 targets right now gone for the first 7 games of the season. Gone, 6 games of the season. And now you're looking at Sterling Shepard, who has had 11 targets. Jalen McMillan, 7 targets. Not updated from yesterday's game because he saw 8. That being said, volume is gone. It's got to go somewhere. Sterling Shepard pegs to play the slot. McMillan's probably going to be moved around from the slot and the outside. Trey Palmer's going to have the Mike Evans role because he's got that deep speed to burn. He's going to get a good average depth of target while he's in that position. That's something to watch there, and he could have some upside weeks. Jalen McMillan looks like he could suck up the volume. And you're looking at Sterling Shepard. Everybody's talking about him off the waiver wire. He's been trending over these last few weeks, which is very interesting. He could be getting some run. He could be getting those opportunities. He will be on the field. I look for him to run on 75% of the routes or so. I look for him to do so. He'll be in the slot. That's where they target the ball a lot. Sterling Shepard could be a sneaky option, but why are we looking at Jalen McMillan? When I think about Jalen McMillan, I think of rookie who's got a rapport with his quarterback that looks like he's got a lot of upside, who got targeted 8 times yesterday, coming back from the hamstring injury that people are not thinking about, that slowed him down. And now, once we're feeling good, we're ripping out a bunch of routes on the field. And Sterling Shepard, when was he really productive? He hasn't been productive in the last 3 seasons. So why now? He might walk into some workload. That might happen. But if he does hit, is it really going to win your league or take over? Or are you going to shoot for the upside and try to win your league? And if it crashes, you just run to somebody else off waivers. Is that what you're going to do? Or are you going to try and hit that steady Eddie? Sterling Shepard, if he does hit, what's he going to score you? 10, 12 points per game? Might be happy with that. But when it comes playoff time, might not be enough for you. But Trey Palmer, 4.3 speed. We got ball skills. We can get downfield. We can separate. We can make things happen. I like Trey Palmer a lot. He fits well with this offense. He fits well in that Mike Evans role. And he could be a sneaky player. When I look for him in fantasy football and in this situation, I like him in games where the over-under is pushing 50. It may not happen as Vegas is going to look at this wide receiver depth chart and it might be down on it a little bit. But if these 2 young wide receivers hit and can stretch the field, convert and move the chains on a rapid pace consistently, this could really be a sneaky offense going forward. Trey Palmer's got the ball skills downfield. He's got the speed to pinpoint it. That being said, you're looking at Trey Palmer as a guy that could be a volatile option. Kind of like a Rashid Shaheed last year. Kind of like a Jameson Williams. Kind of like a Will Fuller. That's probably what you're going to be seeing in this offense. He'll probably have a game where he goes off. He probably will, and you don't know which one. You're looking at the routes from yesterday. I kind of pinpointed it, but Trey Palmer led all the remaining wide receivers in routes ran with 42. Next was Jalen McMillan with 31, and then Sterling Shepard yesterday with 28. Jalen McMillan got 8 targets. Palmer got 3. McMillan has a tremendous rapport with Baker Mayfield. Go watch the videos. I got him on the channel. That's why we covered the training camp clips. We cover the news every day. He has a great rapport with Baker Mayfield. 17.8% target share, which is rather good considering Chris Godwin, a little bit of Mike Evans. The ball's being spread around. Over 70 points scored in this game. Jalen McMillan's getting run into offense, a 59.6% route participation rate, more than Sterling Shepard, who's been beating him on that over the last few weeks. McMillan was just coming back from that hamstring injury. Trey Palmer filling in for Mike Evans. That is what that says. Trey Palmer filling in for Mike Evans, running deep downfield. So Baker Mayfield has to sling it deep. Trey Palmer's going to be that guy. He could be a splash play artist. No one's talking about it. No one's talking about him. They're talking about McMillan and Shepard. I think Palmer deserves his own video because he's a little different, and a lot of people don't know much about him. So your basic fantasy football YouTube channels, websites aren't talking much about him. But this guy transferred from LSU to Nebraska, instantly broke out, 4.3 speed, looking good, 4-star prospect right out of high school. Palmer's got the goods. Jalen McMillan can break off the routes, and he's a solid player you can put in the slot and move outside, and we're already getting some run over Sterling Shepard. That being said, that's something to note. All 3 of these wide receivers deserve a look. If I had to rank them, McMillan, Palmer, Shepard. And that's due to upside. If you just want to play it safe, if you want to play with 2 condoms on, then you want to rank them Shepard, McMillan, Palmer. But I don't play that way. I don't play safe. But if you're playing safe, you're not going after these wide receivers. You're good to go. you're going after someone else. Maybe somebody like more like a Rashad Bateman or a Keon Coleman. Something you feel more stable with. Less ambiguous, even though it's still ambiguous. But something you feel good, nice and warm and fuzzy inside. You're stashing. You're getting one of those 2 upside wide receivers. Jalen McMillan, Trey Palmer. I sold you on those with that. Or you like to play with 2 condoms on, and it's fine. It's fine because Sterling Shepard, if you get some run in this offense, he's probably going to get you a 12-pack a game, possibly. You could go after that. That could happen. But getting 20 to 30, those random games where he goes off, that's probably not going to be likely unless we cross the goal line often. And we got some competition here. Those are some quality wide receivers on the back end of this depth chart. The ball could go everywhere. And then there's Cade Otton. Someone in the comments already wrote, what about Cade Otton? We've been talking about Cade Otton. He's been a good fantasy asset all along. It's just going to be even more of one. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Catch you on the next video.